V TV, great to have you with us for a Friday night. Looking forward to getting out of here and enjoying the weekend. Round 10 coming up. Craig Freeman, Steve Chalmers with me, looking at all the big games for this weekend. And there are some beauties, as there always is. And we're going to start off with Youth League 2 women. Can I send out an apology to start off with Youth League 2 women?
Well, you can. You arrived at the production meeting for once and you said,
no,
boys, I stuffed up.
I did stuff up.
Today's the first time he's ever actually beat me into the room. Well, I will be honest.
Well, my favourite player running around Youth League 2 women at the moment is Hales out there at Whittlesea, Hayley Wind. And I keep talking about her old man, the footy star, Stewie. It's Scotty, of course. Only won a Brownlow medal and dominated for years. Scotty, of course, Scotty's girl. Actually, I think Scotty's Hayley's dad. I don't think it's Scotty's girl. I think it's Hayley's dad because she's a star. She's dominating the room. Surely she's featuring in this week's game of the round. Here's all the games up behind us in Youth League 2 women, but surely Whittlesea's right
this
up
week
there.
We're off to the Shark Tank.
Oh, right.
For Southern Penn versus Pakenham.
Are we? Okay. Well, tell us why we're heading to the Shark Tank, Steve. Is it a big game?
Third up against second, mind you.
It's a good reason.
Both records stand at 7 and 2. The Sharks are undefeated at home this season at 4-0. Got a couple of players running around who are solid contributors to the Little Gummy Sharks. Keely Tui at 8 points a game and 8 rebounds a game.
Nice.
And Juliet Roy-Smith at 7 and 7.
I like the synergy there, just keeping the numbers. What about Pakenham? They have won 4 of their last 5, is that correct? Is that what it's telling?
Yeah, they have, and one of their losses was to Blackburn by 1 point. But there's certainly one star. Cootsie, 12 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, 5 assists, certainly dominating the competition at the moment.
So that's our game of the week, Craig. Down at the Shark Tank, haven't lost down there. Who are you going for?
The Shark Tank.
You going for the
Shark
Sharks?
Tank? Yep.
Steve-O?
I thought he was going for the venue. He's going, I'm going for the Sharks.
Oh, it's not a hard question.
Actually, no.
I'm going Cootsie.
Take that back.
I'm going Cootsie and the crew, Pakenham to get up and win. Let's go to Youth League 2 men. There's all the games coming up this weekend. Our game of the round is one of Steve's favourites. He does this all the time. It's not game, it's games of the round.
Loves the double header.
And speaking of Pakenham, we're following the Warriors.
Good old Stevie Two Bets here goes with 2 games. The Warriors are at home to Craigieburn. Then on Sunday, they're on the road to Collingwood. 8 and 3, they're sitting in 4th, the Warriors. I think these are 2 key games just to make sure they can keep up with their rivals. Craigieburn
are 2nd on 10 and 2, Collingwood are 5th. 7 and 4. Pakenham have won 4 of their last 5, so it is a very big weekend for them. Ned Wiedemann is in form, blue carpet last week. Mind you, Craigieburn have won 4 of their last 5 as well, and 4 players are in double digit on average.
Yeah, I think Craigieburn's really starting to hit their straps now. A slightly slow start to the season, but now they're undefeated at home. Their only question is how do they get it done on the road? They're 3 and 2, so it's still not bad, but if they can pick up a win here, it's going to be hard for Pakenham to keep pace with them. Collingwood just had a tough loss last week against a very good team, but I think they are as talented as anyone still.
And if Athian Manuel gets going,
his good form.
Yeah, blue cup last week, obviously. Tips for the games of the week?
Fall to Craigieburn, defeat Collingwood. Split the weekend does the Warriors.
I'm with you as well.
I'm on loss.
Really? You don't think they can win either of those games?
I think they use up a lot of juice trying to win against Craigieburn, and then Collingwood maybe run him out of the gym on the home deck.
Okay, your photos, your photo from 10 years ago. Can we put that on the show?
No. Okay. Been told it's strictly a one-off.
That's going to be on the dartboard this weekend down at Pakenham. Youth League 1 women. There's the games coming up in round 10. What game is Steve selected? I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going on with you, Steve-O, but no love for Camberwell at all.
No.
No love for Camberwell at all.
This is on you two fellas. I had strict word out of Seatown.
Seatown?
Where the Dragons live.
Right, Seatown.
They upset Sunbury last weekend.
They did, they were fantastic. Sunbury hadn't lost a game. Camberwell came out and smacked them.
And I got a glimpse.
Loved it.
I got a glimpse of Monday night's TV show, thanks to the Dragons.
Who was on Monday night show?
You Two Fools.
Right, okay.
And there was not one iota of mentioning, congratulations.
Did we not mention Camberwell on Monday night?
Knocked off the undefeated.
You were probably running through them a bit fast.
Who did the notes for Monday night show? Oh, you did the notes. Well, was Camberwell actually listed on the notes for Monday night show?
We're stats through by then?
You guys quickly handball it off, don't you? But
Steve, was stats through by then?
I was extremely disappointed watching that back with the Dragons team.
Of course you were.
And I had to
Part
Go
of the
out
crew.
there.
You're part of Seatown,
Give a
aren't you?
personal congratulations.
Oh yeah.
I'd just like to say something to defend.
Pin-up boy from Seatown.
I'd like to defend myself quickly. Justin runs through the flow of the show, and I just comment when he lets me. So if he didn't bring up the game, I couldn't do anything. It's up.
I was all for Camberwell Crow Bay being game of the week this week, by the way, because Camberwell's on fire at the moment. But Steve-O has done his normal trick.
Goodness me.
And he's just thrown Sunbury in there once again. Keilor and Sunbury's our game of the round, and we know why.
He just wants an excuse.
Oh, we know why. Here we go. Take us through the game of the week, Steve.
It's a hot potato.
Let's just see how long it takes
now,
before she's mentioned. Here we go.
I'm telling you, I'm speaking about Keilor tonight.
Ooh.
4-game win streak. That span averaged winning margin of 22.
That's not bad.
They've got players such as Zoe Garth crushing at 13.5 points per game. Katie Byrne, nearly 13 points per game.
It's coming.
Amelia Varlado, 11 points per game. Adele Rogers,
very good.
Nearly averaging a double-double, all
banger.
in fine form. Sunbury have just lost their way, upset last week
By who?
Camberwell.
Oh, by Camberwell, yeah. But here we go. It's coming. Here we go.
No. This is the Thunder's big chance.
What can we expect from Sunbury, Steve-O?
Naomi Stowers.
Right. Yeah. Anyone else? Or
No. I think just the Jets as a unit can play some good team basketball.
Who's the Jets' leading scorer, by the way?
Keilor can win this game.
All right. Will they win this game? Will Keilor beat Sunbury this week, Steve?
Keilor can beat Sunbury this
No,
week.
will they? He's going Sunbury.
He can't pick against them.
Who'll be the leading scorer?
Fellas, what do you think?
Who'll be the leading scorer for Sunbury this weekend, Steve?
Not sure. It might be a tie.
Oh my God! I tell you, he's danced around. He's got. People can't see this, but in thick black letters, we've just got Chloe Engo. We've just got it straight across the page. I think Sunbury wins. Correct.
I think Keilor win.
Oh really?
Yeah, on the home deck.
Okay, fair enough. I think the Jets will bounce back. Youth League 1 men, game of the week, and I don't mind this, Steve. I don't mind this. Sunbury first, 12 and zip, taking on Geelong in fourth, 8 and 3. I reckon this is a really good test for the Super Cats, isn't it?
Well, Geelong's won six in a row, so they're one of the best 8 and 3 teams rolling around out there. Sunbury are absolutely flying, as we know. Casey and the Sunshine Band out there, whatever you want to call them, Benny and the Jets. Unfortunately, there is no player named Ben, so I'm not sure why Steve's written that nickname down.
They need to recruit a Ben. They've got more than one name.
Sunbury are absolutely rolling. They're 12 and 0. Can't get much hotter than that. But Geelong at 6 have won 6 in a row. Are the next best team in town.
Look, I reckon it's a great test for Geelong. We're going to find out a lot about the Super Cats this weekend. I still think the Jets on their home deck.
I think I've been on the Cats bandwagon before they rattled off 6 in a row. They've got some great talent down there, and I'm expecting Geelong to put in a very good performance. And win.
It's Geelong to win?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right, let's go to Moulton VYC Women. There's all the games up on screen coming up this weekend, round 10. Steve's done his normal trick. He's picked Knox's weekend. They take on Sandringham and Bendigo. Knox are 5th in the Terrell at 7 and 5. Sandringham 3rd in the Terrell at 9 and 2. Bendigo 2nd in the Watson at 8 and 5. It's a huge weekend for the Raiders.
You mentioned that Knox are sitting outside the top 4 in the Terrell. Sandringham obviously sitting in 3rd. That's a crunch time game.
Yes.
As we head into that sort of, not the back half, but also that last month or two into the season.
Which is the back half, by the way.
Yeah, I knew you were going to pick that one up. Aliana Bravington. She's the one player that you have to keep an eye on this weekend because she's going to be the barometer for Knox.
Any chance the Raiders bring Santa Maggio down for a game or two this weekend?
Well, with the double header, I'm not sure how many games of the seniors. How many games of the seniors playing this week? Do you know?
They got one.
So she might play in the day that doesn't clash.
Yeah, unless the second day is a double header, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked it. But if Santa Maggio comes into that team,
it's a huge chance.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Well, I think they'll win both if she plays both. Sandringham on a 5-game winning streak, by the way. Danielle O'Toole is the season leader in points per game with 18 points. She plays for Bendigo. Who do you think wins?
I think Knox lose versus Sandy, win versus Bendigo.
It's tough. I was going to go that way. Depending on personnel for the Raiders, if they miss a couple of key stars, they'll lose both.
Santa Maggio plays in one or both, they win one or both, is my tip. Moulton VYC men. there's all the games coming up this weekend. We're headed towards the lower end. We are calling it the relegation battle. It is Diamond Valley in 8th spot, Terrell Conference 1 and 12. Altona 7th in the Terrell 2 and 10. It is on.
Yep. And for Diamond Valley, so Jack Roberts has played 2 games for them. If he plays this game, they win, I think.
Right.
He's dropped, I think, 20-something points both times he's played. If he plays, they've got too much talent to lose this game.
Liam Kelly as well. If he steps back,
he's played 3 games for them as well. But Altona, if Diamond Valley don't get those stars into their team, I think Altona have a few more weapons that they know they can rely on. Eliezer and Edwards have been playing great this year, despite they're not winning that many games.
And they have already met this season.
Yeah, they have actually. I don't actually know the result of that unless you've put it down in the notes.
Well, back in round 3, it says Altona won this matchup by 11. Am I reading that right? Is that right?
They did too.
Is that the lead-in you were looking for? Is that the segue you were looking for?
That's not the lead-in I was looking for, but nice try. They did win this by 11. But these are the 2 teams down the bottom of the division combined conferences. The other division is a little bit stronger down the bottom. Liam Kelly, Jack Roberts, even Lucas Kafritzis plays his part every now and then coming down from the senior team. Those 3 guys play, it'll certainly be a lot closer than it was in round 3. Those 3 guys I don't see the result changing.
So you think Altona to win?
Yes.
I reckon Diamond Valley might drop back a few of their guns for this game.
Well, if they do, I think they win, but if they don't, then they lose.
Division 2 women, there's the games coming up in round 10 up on the screen. We're going for, a really important game for Blackburn. Melbourne Uni in 3rd, 7 and 2. Blackburn in 5th, 5 and 4. It's the first meeting between these 2 teams this season.
Alumni Day at Melbourne Uni.
But where's the invite?
You didn't get an invite.
I didn't get. It's the first time in 10 years I haven't been invited to Melbourne Uni's big day.
Is this the earliest tip-off of all time as well?
The old.
What's going on there?
The old sunrise. Sunrise tip-off.
10:30 a.m. tip-off.
When on Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday morning.
Is it?
10:30 a.m. Sunday.
Is it? Well, there's no
chance you're going.
I tell you what, I might be out Saturday night in the city. It's probably more of a chance for me to stay in the city and see that game rather than try and wake up that morning.
So hang on, it's Alumni Day on Sunday. Is that right?
Yeah. Am I talking to a Brit?
No, I know that. Does that mean is it a toga? Is there any toga parties this weekend, or is that on, or
as in before or after?
Well, I don't know. That's what I usually get invited to, the toga party. But is that happening?
Thankfully, they haven't invited you back.
Right. Okay. Tell us about the game, Steve.
Well, I think this one's important for Blackburn because 5 and 4, sitting in 5th. I think they just want to keep pace with their rivals in the top 4, such as Melbourne Uni. Sammy Zanaro is going at 9 points per game. Tori Sumskus, 8.5, 10 rebounds per game, going well. But I think it comes down to Nicolina Sukarika, who's shooting at 40%. That's the type of looks they've got to get. They've got to get great looks, not just good looks.
Where's my girl? Why hasn't she been mentioned? She stars for that team for Blackburn.
Because we just expect you
pocket rocket.
We just expect you to roll the name off without the notes required.
She's a star. Melbourne Uni, I think, will win on their home deck.
Yeah, Blackburn haven't won on the road yet, and I don't think it's going to start this week.
Steve?
Blackburn.
A division... Did he just say Blackburn? Where's that come from? Melbourne Uni on their home deck?
Yes. Blackburn haven't won on the road.
Blackburn. Things change.
Right, okay.
Division 2 men.
Division 2 men, there's the games coming up in round 10. We're heading up to Mildura, and this will be a cracker of a game because the Heat, sitting in 3rd at 8 and 3, Craig, take on Craigieburn, who are 1st, 9 and 2. We're about to find out whether the Eagles are the real deal because up there in Mildura at the hot house, it's a very hard place to win.
No tougher place to win in Big V. First meeting between these 2 teams for the season. Mildura come off a 4-game winning streak. Craigieburn on an 8-game winning streak. Both teams flying. Kelvin Henry, we know, playing as great as always, going at 24 points per game. Damon Smith at 18, 10 and 4. This really does, as you said before, show us how good Craigieburn actually is, because we know what Mildura is going to bring week in, week out. If they can give this a red hot shake, even win it, then legit title chance.
Well, they've won 8 in a row, Craigieburn, so they go up there with a little bit of form.
Well, I mentioned on Tuesday that Damon Smith's been very active on social media, Twitter. He's been gunning for championships, MVPs. I want to see that confidence.
Who's been doing that? Damon Smith.
Love a bit of confidence.
Yeah, just a little bit of inflation there.
I want to see that confidence
18, 10 and 4.
Oh, I mean, he's just inflating. Inflating. Okay, all right.
I want to see the confidence continue out on the floor and get Craigieburn that elusive win up in Mildura.
Who scores more points in this game, Kelvin Henry or Damon Smith? Let's put it on the table right here tonight, because if there's a little bit of tyre pumping going on around the place, it's going to be a big battle. Those two guys, well, Kelvin Henry won't be watching this, he gave up on us 5 years ago. But Damon Smith and the Craigieburn crew are probably looking for a little bit of motivation. Who scores more points this weekend, Kelvin Henry or Damon Smith?
Well, I'm a big fan of confidence, so Damon Smith.
Ooh.
Kelvin Henry.
I'm going with the king. How can you not go with the king?
Damon,
seriously. He's the mayor of Mildura. How can you not go with the mayor? The champion, the superstar.
You just got to have a bit of swagger about you.
Oh, right, okay.
Something you know nothing about.
Kelvin Henry just goes out and does the job. D1 women, there's the games coming up this weekend. We are headed out to Seatown, as we've found out it's called today. Camberwell and Casey. Camberwell in 4th, the Dragons 7-3, Casey in 2nd, 10-2. Steve-o.
Now, before Craig touches on these two teams in depth, this is an interesting contest. They play in round 10 this weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
They then play again in round 12. So what do you do in that situation? Do you just show all your cards out?
You try and win both games, Steve. That's what I'd usually go for.
Thank you.
All right, I'd go for a win in both of those. Well, I wouldn't be hiding anything in round 10. I'd be going for the win this weekend. Is that okay?
Yeah, moving on.
Right, fine.
Great answer.
Who are the stars?
With the stars, lots of stars. Talia Higgs has been consistent all season for Camberwell, scoring ball well. And Tanali Hoods, Jamie Lee Jeffs have been dominating in this 4-game win streak.
Oh, good last week. Did you see T Hoods last week?
Yeah, you see the ankle breaker?
Very good T Hoods.
An actual ankle breaker and then a ghost ankle breaker when the second player just fell down for no reason.
It was like 10-pin bowling, wasn't it? Just lay them all down.
We won't talk about the little push-off with the left hand in it as well.
No, that's okay. You'll do that. Hey, listen, I like what Camberwell have done this season. Simon and the crew down there at Seatown have been very, very good. Look, they are a tough unit to beat at home.
Good, consistent basketball.
Very good. I think Casey starts favourite though, Steve. They're up and about at the moment. Coaching change down there. I did mention that a couple of weeks ago. Coaching change.
The Dragons just lose their way a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
They won last week.
They've won their last 3.
They've won their last 3. It was a little bit further back, but they lost 2 in a row. So they've recovered from that. So
any chance Dragons at Seatown?
Yeah, every chance.
Right.
As you mentioned, Casey going favourites.
I think their recent form starts them as favourites. But geez, I'll tell you what, Camberwell could make a statement this weekend.
Yeah, they could. This would be a big knock-off if they can get it.
D1 men, speaking of big games, there's everything that's coming up, but we are headed out to Patterson River Stadium. It's the Chelsea Gulls in 3rd, 10-3, taking on Keesey in 2nd, 10-2. I reckon Keesey's got a big weekend. Who do they play on Sunday? I think this game is tomorrow night. Who does Keesey play on Sunday? I reckon Keesey's got a massive double this weekend.
Got
Western Port.
Yeah, on Sunday. So it's a big, big weekend for Keysborough. We kick it off with this one on Saturday. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, got to see Chelsea firsthand last weekend. They've had a nice inclusion by the name of Mitch Riggs.
Yes.
Come back from college, I believe. Nice, about 6'9". Plays the point at times, which is very handy to have a guy.
So they've got the 2 tallest point guards in the league then.
And Corey and Mitch Riggs, yeah, absolutely. So certainly some attack from the outside. They can also play inside. I like the look of them.
I did say they need a 4th wheel down there. I've been talking about that all season. And maybe Riggsy, maybe he's the guy to come in. Maybe he's the guy to come in and do it. Keesey beat Chelsea in round 3, 95-87.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this is... sorry. This Chelsea's home court is actually closer to Keysborough than Keysborough's home court is at the moment. So Keysborough on the road closer to home. But as you said, they did get over Chelsea in round 3. Really interested with Keysborough this season. They've been in great form from the get-go and it doesn't look like it's going to stop.
It's good to see Craig's brought out the useless fact of the week. Who are you going for?
That could rival mine.
Right up there. Right up there. Who are you going for, Chelsea or Keesey?
Well, if Chelsea produced what they produced against Whittlesea, I think Keysborough.
Oh, very good point. That was unexpected last week.
It was, even with the new addition. So I think Chelsea on the home deck.
I think the fact that Kesey can walk to this game, they can just walk outside their front door, they're there in 10 metres or so. I reckon Kesey might get up.
Someone had to take it too far.
State Championship Women, there's the games coming up this weekend. Looking forward to this one. Knox in first, 9-1, take on Sunbury fourth, 5-4. Tell us all about it, Craig.
Knox at 9-1, as you said, they've last 4 they've won by 8, 7, and then and on a 7 winning runs. What did I not even say, Steve?
They've won 7 in a row, is what it says.
Last played round 4, won by 8. Yes. They're on a 7-game win streak. I got there in the end. 9-1 on the season, and Beck absolutely rolling at 7.2 points per game. Shooting at 51% from the field, as efficient as you can get as a perimeter player in this league. Sunbury 4-1 at home, 1-3 on the road. A little bit of a worry. Ola O'Reilly dominating this season at 26-3.
She's been very, very good, hasn't she?
She has. The first thing I had thought throughout the week was, Sunbury just need another star, an extra.
I reckon they might have an in this week, Steve.
They've been relying on O'Reilly. Stockill came and come back.
Do you want to mention some names?
But I think they've found.
I think they've got an in this week. Do you want to mention a name?
Well, none other than Karen Harrington.
Karen Harrington.
Slotting into the Jets.
Going to be suiting up for the Jets, yes.
Suiting up for the Jets lineup.
That's happening this weekend?
That is happening.
I think it is.
This weekend,
very, very big.
You don't mind mid-season.
It's a very, very big in. Great matchup coming up. I think Knox start favourites at home, though. They've been very good. Yeah, Raiders have been very good.
Yes,
you can't knock any of the form from the Raiders so far.
I think it'll take a week or two just for Harrington to slot in and really find some form.
If she's there for the rest of the season, somebody are going to start motoring soon.
Yes.
Make no mistake.
Correct.
State Champ Men. There's the games coming up this weekend. Another action-packed round in State Champ Men. It's a wonderful competition. We're going with a couple of games and we're looking at Hawthorn.
Here we are, because they have an absolute blockbuster weekend coming up. Away at the Falcons, followed by a Sunday home game against Ringwood. That's first and second they've got. And Hawthorn are rattling off a 6-game win streak. And I tell you what, if they can continue that win streak, look out.
Won't happen. Waverley and Ringwood win both of these games, Craig.
Really? I think they lose versus Waverley, and I think they actually beat Ringwood on the home deck.
Really?
Yep.
Waverley's the best team in the competition. Waverley is the best team in State Champ Men right now. They are the best team. Ringwood, I think, are the second best team, and I reckon Eltham's the third best team. If Hawthorn can come out...
Where do you rate McKinnon?
I don't like talking about my own team, you know that. I'm talking about others.
That's very strange.
No, it's not. We're not the best team in the competition.
No,
McKinnon's not the best
I'd say
team.
the top 3 is pretty clearly set right now, and I think Hawthorn...
And who's in the top 3?
Yeah, I think they're the 3 best teams. Yeah.
There you go.
And I actually think Hawthorn are probably, at the moment, the 4th best team.
McKinnon's not the best team in the competition, Steve. I just told you.
No, I can say that.
No, but that's
you've got to rate yourself.
Oh, no,
no wonder you don't like Damon Smith in Division 2 men. You've got no confidence.
Too much confidence.
No swagger.
We lost 2 games last week, so we've got some work to do, mate. I mean, and that's reality.
There you go.
Hawthorn, if Hawthorn can get over the top of Waverley and or Ringwood, then absolutely we need to start talking about them in the same breath. But right now, Waverley's the best team in the comp and Ringwood's the second best team, and I think Eltham's the third best team.
I think they split it.
And Eltham beat Ringwood a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
so maybe I should flip that around.
I actually think Eltham's probably the
Maybe I should flip that around, yeah.
And I agree with you, Justin. I'm just saying, it's just interesting coming from you rather than
What's your pick, Steve?
I'm going Waverley and Ringwood.
I think Waverley and Ringwood.
Right, okay. How do you think McKinnon will go this week, by the way?
Don't care.
Right, fantastic.
Losing both. How many playing? You're losing both.
Hey, have a great weekend. Get out there and enjoy round 10. We have had some enlightening conversation here today. Life will never be the same. We'll see you next Monday for Big VTV, 5:30 as always. Have a great weekend. See you then.